Star Wars only, I don't know what the fuck your problem is.
The future of Star Wars may be in the shows that they make and not just the movies. We have a new trilogy that's going to start in 2022, but a lot of us are now looking to the near future, the short-term future of Star Wars, which is the shows. We had a lot of announcements at D23. We have 4 shows specifically that will come out over the next 3 years in Star Wars content on Disney+. The first one comes out this year, November 12th, the first live-action show ever in Star Wars history, something Star Wars fans like me have been waiting on for years and decades now. We're getting The Mandalorian, the new live-action Star Wars show, the first live-action Star Wars show in history. Comes out November 12th, 2019. It's going to release every week. There's going to be a new episode every week, and I think that's to keep everyone engaged and interested in the service, of course, and also the future of the shows that are going to come out, because right when The Mandalorian ends its first season, you're going to get Season 7 of The Clone Wars when it returns on Disney+. And that's exciting. February 2020 is when we get that. We get to finally see the ending to the Clone Wars show. There sadly won't be a Season 8. Dave Filoni has confirmed that Season 7 is kind of the finale to the story. So Clone Wars will end in 2020. And later in 2020, we're also getting the Cassian Andor show, which begins production this October and starts filming next year in London as well. I'm a little excited for that show because it's got K2 back, and I like the dynamic between Cassian and K2. Let's be honest, not a lot of fans are interested in the Cassian Andor show. This is kind of the bottom of the barrel, in my opinion, in the shows that we're interested in. That's not a diss on Diego Luna, he's a great actor, but there wasn't a lot of demand for this show. But this show is meant to keep, I guess, the audience entertained for the time being. And then when Ewan McGregor comes back as Obi-Wan Kenobi in his own show, his own series, on Disney+, I think it's going to be in 2021. I know that it goes in production next year, 2020. The scripts are written, everything's ready to go. They're obviously gearing up to make these Star Wars shows last and do well on Disney+ to get people to subscribe to them, but also to keep the Star Wars fans entertained for the time being. 3 years without a Star Wars movie is not normal anymore. It used to be. It used to be you get a Star Wars film, you wait 3 years, you get another one. Now it's you get a Star Wars film, alright guys, I'll see you next year. It's a constant thing. I'm not a big fan of that personally, but people have become very used to that. The Marvel formula, where you have 5 films come out in 1 year and they're all about the exact same thing, people love that shit. We don't have that with Star Wars though, and I like that Lucasfilm knows that. I like that even Kathleen Kennedy has said that Marvel formula won't work for Star Wars, and they can't do that with the films. So they could do it with the shows. They could change it up with shows and go to new stories or return to familiar characters like Cassian Andor and Obi-Wan Kenobi and explore the stories that we have with them that we haven't seen yet. There's a lot of potential that you have with these shows. The only problem is capitalizing on that potential. I look at something like the Cassian Andor show, and it's nice to get another live-action show, but it's also one of those things where you ask, do I really need this? Do I really need a backstory to Cassian Andor? And you could really even make that same point with the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. However, that is a pure fan service show. It's a series that's meant to please the fans, and I think it's going to do the job on that. I think Lucasfilm is really planning these shows to keep Star Wars alive and the audience of Star Wars, the fandom, alive for the next 3 years when they plan these new movies that are going to come out. Since Disney bought Lucasfilm in 2012, they've had a lot of production problems when it came to the films. It feels like Disney rushed it a little too fast on Lucasfilm, put too much pressure on them to make these films, and due to that, you had production problems on every single film that Star Wars has had over the past 5 to 6 years. And that sucks to say, but it's true. I mean, we just can't deny that the production has been a large part of the problems with the films. Now, it seems like they're actually taking their time to plan these things out, to get the production set. You look at the Obi-Wan Kenobi show that they have, the script's already written for that, a year ahead of time before production even starts. Which is great, because every single sequel trilogy movie we've had so far, the main problem, it seems, to be the script. Episode 7, Michael Arden couldn't get the script going well, and Lawrence Kasdan, J.J. Abrams had to come in, fix that. Episode 8, Rian Johnson had to delay the film 8 months to rewrite the script. Episode 9, Colin Trevorrow had to step down, delay the film 8 months again, because he couldn't get a script going. But you have these shows with the scripts already ready. Jon Favreau came in with 4 episodes already done for The Mandalorian before he even pitched it to Lucasfilm. And now you have the Obi-Wan Kenobi show already written, ready to go. The same thing probably happened with the Clone Wars Season 7. It seems like they're finally planning things out properly, at least. They're actually taking their time to plan it out. The next 3 years are planned to be Star Wars shows to keep the audience and the Star Wars fandom engaged with Star Wars, so we can take the time to make the new trilogies that are going to come out. We have the Rian Johnson and David Benioff and D.B. Weiss, God help us, trilogies that are coming out. That's 6 films. That's a lot. Yet again, God help us. We're going to need it. We're going to need these 3 years to plan those out properly. And I think focusing on the shows during that time frame, and then focusing on the movies, getting those ready to go as well, is the right way to approach this. I think Lucasfilm is making good moves, finally. Doesn't mean I agree with everything that they're doing. There's some, concerns that I do have, of course, but overall, I like the strategy going into this next 10 years of content for Star Wars, into this next decade of Star Wars. We're going to enter a new era starting November 12th, and I'm excited to see where that goes. But the question is, are you excited? Or are you going to be watching the new Star Wars shows when they come out, waiting for the reviews? Are you going to focus mainly on the films? Tell me your thoughts below. What are you most interested in the future of Star Wars, and do you think Lucasfilm is properly planning it out? Tell me your thoughts below. I'm Star Wars Only. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see y'all next time. Please leave a like because it does help the channel. May the Force be with you always.